Alrighty. Yeah, did you want what?
Sorry.
Come on, Luca.
We got in Friday morning. We got to Torino around noon, and then we met up with Alessandro and we worked with him for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was really great in his studio.
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't what I imagined at all, but it was like better than that. Like, we walked in and it was just like the perfect homey, like collaborative working environment. It wasn't like super studio, like super corporate. There was so much like soul in the space because it was so worked in, and you could tell it was just like a group of friends working together.
It felt almost like a tiny home. There was a lot of collaboration. We went out to get gelato with them the first day. It was really cool.
Very kind to us. Showed us around Torino. A lot of the parts that you wouldn't see as a tourist. Mm-hmm. So it was really interesting to kind of understand the culture more and see areas that we would not have seen without them.
Yeah, like at an actual taste.
We went to the National Auto Museum.
Yep.
And that was incredible. We spent probably 4 hours in there reading everything.
Probably
learning
more like
about
two, but it felt like 4.
The history, yeah.
It was so cool. We got to see SCAD's name up on the list of schools that design cars.
Yeah, but they said it was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So.
Working in the studio was amazing with Alessandro and his team. He delegated 2 team members to our project, and we spent a lot of time looking at the models, seeing what they're doing, making changes based off of our design, and adjusting everything.
It was kind of the ideal life of where we want to be and how we want to be working, and like how integral work is to our life, but also kind of that balance that we want to strike. Like, you see these guys work super hard, get that model in, like we say, hey, change this, and they come back 10 minutes later with a perfect, beautiful model, and then they're like, all right, cool, let's go get ice cream.
Yeah.
And just like, then coming back, getting straight to work, getting what you need.
This trip has really shown us a new way of looking at design through culture, food, and taste, understanding proportions and what makes Italian design Italian design.
Seeing how we could integrate that into the car has been super cool.
Yeah, we've been like searching the city, seeing like cool patterns that we might be able to integrate to the car, like just getting feedback from Alessandro, looking, like you said, like looking at the city, looking at the culture, looking at the people, like even just how they act and how like we act in the environment of how they act. It's like really important to the kind of design that we want to implement, not just in this car, but in our own designs and everywhere.
And it's also amazing seeing really the difference between the cars in Italy and Europe compared to the cars in the United States. I think the proportions are completely different. The cars are much smaller here.
It's really funny. It's very similar to how Raph draws his cars.
Yeah.
A lot shorter.
Like the proportions of the cars here look actually a lot closer to the sketches than in the...
They feel like they fit the human body much better.
Yeah, and it feels like everything is much more optimized. Like they are slightly smaller, but every single spot has more of a reason on the car than our cars.
I mean, how many trucks have we seen? 2?
Yeah,
and they've
2.
both been
tiny little
small.
cars.
Yeah.
We did see a Ford Ranger.
The garbage trucks are tiny too, and the doorways are like super narrow.
Oh yeah, the elevator, like Andrew can't even fit in there.
So, I mean, it's really, really cool seeing this. It's like a whole different world to us.
Yeah,
they definitely know we're Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. They thought we were what? They thought we were Blink 182.
Yeah, everyone thinks we're a rock band.
We went to lunch with Alessandro, and the table next to us, they called him over and they asked if we were a rock band. And they said we looked like Blink 182.
Yeah.
Thank you for following our journey to Torino, Italy. However, a special thank you is in order to the students, staff, instructors, and mentors that have made this trip possible. Specifically, Rafael Corzoa, Sushin Choi, Victor Ermarelli, and Alessandro Camarelli. You guys have changed the way that we view design and helped us grow and become better people and better designers.